ahead.
Yo soy el cantante que hoy han venido a escuchar lo mejor del repertorio. A ustedes voy a brindar y canto a la vida de risas y penas, de momentos malos y de cosas buenas. Vinieron a divertirse y pagaron en la puerta. No hay tiempo para tristeza, vamos cantante, comienza. Me paran siempre en la calle, mucha gente que comentar. Oye, Héctor, tú estás hecho siempre con hembras y en fiesta. Si nadie pregunta si sufro, si yo pena que hiere muy hondo, yo soy lo mío es cantar y el público paga para poderme escuchar. Yo soy
School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Today is the Sunday Scripture Breakdown class. I've been getting a lot of questions about since Jacob and Esau were brothers, you know, how is Esau the white man? Where did he come from and all of that? So today I kind of want to go into the history of the so-called oppressor white man that we have today in this earth. So from the start of it, we're going to have to start at Cain and Abel. So we're going to get into the history today of Esau and why the Most High hates him. Now, a lot of Christians don't understand the true context and the fabric of this Bible. So this coming into the truth is something that you need to learn to understand why there's so much disdain for the other nations, and why there's so much disdain, especially for the so-called Esau. Well, the so-called white man whose name in the Bible is Esau. So we want to get into that. But if you have any questions online, type them in and we'll get to your question topic until I get some questions coming in online. So if we could, let's start at Genesis chapter 4. We're going to talk about Cain. One thing that we know and understand in this Bible is that regeneration is real. And that from the beginning of time, there has always been understanding of what's really going on. So we're going to go over, we're going to start with, let's start at verse 9.
Genesis 4:9.
Yeah, start at verse 9.
Check.
Check. It's the book of Genesis chapter 4, verse 9. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel, thy brother? Now, this is two brothers, Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. And Abel said the famous statement that Cain said the famous statement that everyone says that thinks that they are brothers. Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? This is what people use to say am I my brother's keeper, they try to use this to say that they are brotherly, when this is actually the most unbrotherly. He is saying, go ahead, you just did it.
So does that mean the scene in New Jack City with Nino and his best friend on the top of the cityscape when he was like, "Am I my brother's keeper?" And he shot him. And he said, "Yes, I am." Was that not in the spirit of Cain and Abel?
That is in the spirit of Cain and Abel, because that's exactly what happened. This brother didn't care about his brother, and when he was asked, "Where's your brother?" he was like, "I don't know. I ain't his watchman. I ain't his keeper. I don't tell him what to do." You understand? Because he hated his brother. He hated his brother because his brother was righteous, and the Lord loved his brother. Keep reading.
Count out of one con, verse 10. And he said, "What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground."
Read that again.
And he said, "What hast thou done? Of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground."
This is what you have to understand. When you die, your blood goes into the ground and it cries out to the Most High, and he hears the cries from the blood of the people who've died. The Lord hears the cries of the blood of Abel, the same way he hears the cries from the blood of the North American Indians and the cries from the blood of our ancestors who were slaves, the cries of the innocent blood that has been shed on this earth. Those cries still go up to the Most High, and the Lord is angered by those cries, because those cries are from his children. And if your children cries out to you as a father, it will hurt you, and it is something that if you've ever been in some type of tragic event and you've heard the cry out before it happened, that cry haunts you. You can't sleep because of that cry. You can't eat because of that cry that you hear and you've heard. And that's what the Most High sits on his throne, and whoever brings that cry, whoever makes you cry that way, you're going to hate them. And you're going to want to bring and extract vengeance onto them. You're not going to want anyone else to do it. You're going to want to do it yourself. That's what the Lord is saying to the nations. These are the nations. The Lord can't stand them for the way they've treated us. And that's how it is with Esau, with the white man.
That's right, sir.
Keep reading.
Con that in one con. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brotherly blood. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand.
With this came a curse that the Lord put on Cain. He cursed them from the earth. We said cursed them from the what of the earth?
Curse them from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand.
Keep reading.
Verse 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto you the strength. Be her strength, a fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
So the way that you used to eat, you didn't have a Walmart at this time. You had to plant your food. You had to get your food. You had to do everything. You had to make food. Well, when this man made food, when he tried to plant and gather and collect food, the Lord said that the earth wouldn't give forth her strength.
Right on.
So you know what that meant? That meant he wasn't going to be able to eat. He wasn't going to have the green thumb. You understand that? So now if you look at today's time, the white man does not have the green thumb. He does not have the thumb that that makes sure you eat. You know what? He makes you plant his garden.
Right.
He makes you do all of his work because you do have the green thumb.
Right.
But he doesn't have the capability to do it because the Lord said he would be a what in the land?
A vagabond. He would be a fugitive and a vagabond be in the earth.
He is going to be a fugitive and a vagabond. You understand? Keep reading.
Khan, verse 13. And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear.
Keep reading.
Verse 14. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth.
From the what of the earth?
From the face of the earth.
Open the door. From the what of the earth?
From the face of the earth.
What is the face of the earth? Somebody tell me what the face of the earth is.
Oh, the land of Israel?
Lie.
Known civilization at that time, sir.
Right. He's taking you out of the face. He's taking me off of the ground. Well, he's taking you off of the face of the earth. If you look out right now, if you overlook right now, this is the face of the earth, the ground. Go ahead. You ask a question?
Yeah, okay. Because this is Cain,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the Lord banishing him.
Right.
If we're gonna say that the face of the earth is known civilization, but then he went somewhere that was known, so he wasn't leaving the face. Would he just been leaving the garden?
He's being cast from the face, from looking from what you can overlook and see, because he was cast. Where did he go and stay? In the land of Nod. He went into the mountains. He wouldn't stand on the ground anymore. He went to stay up in the mountains, in the high rises, off of the face of the earth. You understand? Go ahead.
If I could, sir. So the face of the earth is a known world that you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, prime example, I am no longer the old man in which that I used to be. You understand? I'm 3 years in the truth, Officer Tazadat. The world of Israel, the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, is the world that I know. You understand? If you are banished from the face of the world, you understand? It is from the face that you do know. You understand? He was banished from the truth that his father tried to instill in him. You understand? Because he killed his brother. You understand? And he went out into the unknown world, and he found a place called Nod. No difference from your mama kick you out your house, and you become a Crip and a Blood, which is an unknown world. You know what I'm saying? That tries to exhibit some type of brotherhood, but it's of the world and not of the truth.
Okay. If I could.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. The Garden of Eden was the land of Israel, wasn't it?
Correct.
So if the known world, because we were in the garden.
Right.
No, when they came, we was kicked out by them.
They were already out of the garden.
Right.
So they were already out of the so-called land.
Right.
Exactly.
So now they are in. Now he's going to go into the unknown, the unknown. And he went off of the face. He went up. You understand? Because now the earth wasn't henceforth. It wasn't bringing forth fruit to him because his brother's blood was crying from the ground. So since his brother's blood was in the ground, he had to go off of the ground because he was cursed from the face of the earth. You understand? Keep reading.
Khan. And from thy face shall be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond.
From thy face shall I be hid. What does that mean? The Lord is not looking over him anymore. The Lord is not protecting him anymore. He's hiding his face from Cain. Keep reading.
And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. Mm-hmm. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me, that everyone that findeth me shall slay me.
Why is he worried about anyone finding him if there's only him, his mother, and his father on the earth? Why did he say everyone that find me if the only people that's left on the earth is him, his mom, and his daddy? That's because there were people on the earth other than them. That's just another cut to Christianity that they read over because they don't understand the context of the Bible. You understand? A fugitive is someone who's on the run from the law, and a vagabond is a culture bandit. So we have a fugitive and a vagabond that is in Cain. Keep reading.
Verse 15, and the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
What's going to be taken on him sevenfold?
Vengeance shall be taken upon him sevenfold.
If you kill Cain, vengeance will be taken on you sevenfold. Now, this is a murderer. This is someone who killed. But if you touch him, the Lord gonna touch you sevenfold. You see that? That's something that you have to keep and hold on to, because that's going to be passed down. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir. Would this be a awesome precept for when Christ said for you to forgive your brother 70 times 7? Because 70-fold is 7 scores.
Yeah, it's Christ is basically saying forgive your brothers forever. Just forgive them. But this is an actual curse.
Right.
You understand? He's saying vengeance will be taken on you sevenfold. Let me tell you, a white man kills a black man, right? What happens to him when he kills a black man? Nothing. A black man kills a white man, what happens? Life.
He's getting the needle.
He's getting it sevenfold. See that? Yeah, it's different. You understand? Keep reading.
And the Lord set a mark upon Cain.
He did what?
Set a mark upon Cain. Lest any finding him should kill him.
Now, Cain was this is a child of Adam and Eve, correct? Adam and Eve were black people, right? The Lord set a mark upon him. The Lord set a mark upon Cain that if any man find him, he would go and what did it say again? Salaki.
Vengeance shall be taken upon me sevenfold. And the Lord shall set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
The mark that the Lord set upon Cain was the Lord made Cain different from everyone else.
All right.
Cain had, what was the mark that the Lord put on Cain?
White skin.
The skin of being red. Red skin. Give me red in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary.
Yes, sir.
We're going to break it all the way down. The Lord made Cain red so that anyone that sees Cain, what does red mean? Stop. You see this murderer, do what? Stop. Don't go around them. Red also means what else?
I got it.
Read that.
Red in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Red, a blood-like or blood red color. The adjective red is applied to the following items: a bachelor of red skin, but most importantly, the color of human skin, the color of sin.
The color of what?
The color of skin. It's the color of sin.
Red is the color of sin.
Right.
The Lord put a mark on this man to let everyone know who the sinner is on the earth, who is the murderer, who is the one that when you see him, you need to stay away from him. That is what the Lord put on him. You understand that?
And it gave a precept in Genesis 25 and 25.
Wow. My next precept was Genesis 25 and 25. Now, we see this started with Cain. That's what we see. We see this all started with Cain. Now we're finna go to Genesis 25 and 25. Before we go there, we're going to go to Cain's grandson. Let's go to Lamech. Give me Genesis 4 and 18.
Yes, sir.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 20. You said 24.
No, 4.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 24. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold.
Now, if Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, then this is, no, start at verse 18.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 18. Can I start at verse 17, sir, to give reference?
Come on, go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 4, verse 17. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch.
All right, now these Cain's children. Go ahead.
And he builded a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch.
Keep reading.
And verse 18. And unto Enoch was born Irad. And Irad begat Mahujael. And Mahujael begat Methuselah. And Methuselah begat Melech.
Now, Lamech is the grandson of Cain. Now go to verse 24.
Verse 24.
Start at 23.
Verse 23. And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, her voice, so hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man.
What did he do?
I have slain a man.
Now, the spirit of these people is what? Murder. This is how we're going to be able to track down who's who in the Bible today. By tracking their spirit. The spirit of Cain is murder. Now, this is his grandson after him. This is Lamech. He's coming to his wives and telling his wives that he done what?
I have slain a man to my wounding,
A
young man to my hurt.
Read.
If Cain be avenged sevenfold,
If our grandfather be avenged sevenfold, then what?
truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold.
Then surely the Lord will protect me more than him. The oppressor kills you because by now he's at 70 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 77 times sevenfold.
Hey.
And he kills you with a coupon knowing that you can't touch him. He had a get out of jail free card. That's what he got. And he knows it. So he lives with that pride, with the confidence of you can't touch me. Go ahead,
If I could, sir, like this scripture is so pivotal, you know what I'm saying? Because what most of the fake Israelite camps do, you know what I'm saying? Most of the Christians do, you know what I'm saying? They confuse this passage with the lineage of Adam.
Right.
You understand?
Correct.
Like Methuselah and Lamech were common names like Brittany and Brandon today.
Correct.
You understand? So you should not confuse the Lamech of Cain's lineage and the Methuselah of Cain's lineage with the Methuselah of Adam's lineage, the progenitor of Noah. You understand?
Correct.
You understand? And the Lamech who Jacob went to his father-in-law who got his wives Leah and Rachel.
That's absolutely correct. Go ahead.
Right there. It's not Methuselah. This word pertaining to Cain speaking is Methusael. It's Methuselah and Methusael. That's Methusael.
Most High in Christ. But that's why you come into the UPK to get the correct understanding of what's being taught, because these lineages are very important to understand. A lot of people read past these lineages and skip past that. Okay, he begot this person, he begot this person, and you don't understand that this is written here for a reason.
Right.
It is here so you can reference the family line and the lineage. This is important that you understand because this is a history book.
Right.
This is a book about our family. And it's about where all of the other families come from and where they start from and where they originate from. That's why we know that they are called Esau. We know the Arabs are Ishmael. We know the Chinese are Moab and the Japanese are Ammon. We know that because we follow the lineages that have been passed down. Go ahead.
If I could, sir, which makes it such an absurd notion to say that the white man, or I'm gonna say the white man because this is what they say, are Ishmael. Because the scriptures say that Esau is the end of the world.
Right.
And you can't point to no third world country that's white. You don't see that. You don't see disorder with whoever the nation of Esau is.
Right.
And to put those curses, what's gonna happen to them in the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, and how the Lord, protecting them 70 times sevenfold. And put that onto the Arabs, it don't make no damn sense.
It makes no sense because they are being punished for their crimes when Esau is not being punished for his crimes. Now let's go to Genesis 25 and 25. Let's get to it now.
That don't want to come. This is the book of Genesis. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25.
Start 24.
24.
Okay.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 24. And when her days be delivered and when her days be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
There were what?
Twins in her womb.
Okay.
And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
Mm-hmm.
And they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel.
Now, Esau is red all over. The only other red man that was on this earth was Cain. This is where Cain comes from. This is where Esau comes from, the first born white man that we know about. You understand? Because of the description that is given in the Bible when it says that he's red. Go ahead.
If I could, I want to comment on that. Speaking on the Bible being a history book, people hear this story or hear this record and say, well, how can they be twin brothers and one be so-called black and one be so-called white?
Right.
So there's a medical term called superfecundation is the fertilization of two or more ova from the same cycle by sperm from separate acts of sexual intercourse, which can lead to twin babies from two separate biological fathers. Now, I'm not saying that is the same thing that occurred, but it's not out of the possibility that two twins can be born of the same people and be different nationalities.
Right. And the Lord let us know that they were different nationalities because what did he say in verse 23? Read verse 23.
I don't want to come. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb.
Two what?
Nations.
Two nations means two what?
Are in thy womb.
What does nations mean? Right, but give me the word that it derives from. Two nationalities are in your womb. Can you read?
And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And two manner of people, two different type of people, not going to be joined together, not going to be friends. They're going to be separated from you. So now we're finding out that there's going to be one nation that's going to come out and another nation that's going to come out, and you're going to separate them, and you're not going to keep them together. You understand? They were fighting in the womb, meaning that they were enemies in the womb. They were never friends. They were never close from the womb. Go ahead,
It's I'm gonna give you an example. It's nothing different from my father. My father has 5 brothers. You understand? And of those 5 brothers, you understand, he's the youngest. We all have, you know what I'm saying, like they're all first cousins. You know what I'm saying? Me and all of my uncle's sons are all first cousins. But all of their sons, you understand, are second cousins. And going on beyond that, third cousins, fourth cousins, fifth cousins, to where that we are not connected. We are a different people. You know what I'm saying? You come from the line of Lamech. You understand? You come from the line, you come from the line of Shem. You come from the line of Japheth. You know what I'm saying? You come from the line of Ham. You understand? So as you go further and further down that line, we are not the same at all. Right. Even though we come from the same progenitor.
That's correct. What you got to understand is just because we come from the same, that's because we all come from Noah, that doesn't mean we're all the same.
Right.
You understand? We're going to get into all of that as well. So Esau is the red one. Jacob is the one that looked like everybody else because they didn't have to describe him. You understand that? So now, Esau's family, Esau's nation will be the Edomites, will be Amalek, will be, matter of fact, give me the nations of Esau. It should be Genesis. Let me see. Give me Genesis. Give me, never mind, just give me the book of, give me 36. Genesis 36.
Okay.
Yeah.
36 and what?
Start at 1. Yeah.
Okay. This is the book.
So when we see these names later, we'll know that this is the family of Esau.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 36, verse 1. Now these are the generation of Esau.
All right, give me verse 9. Just drop down to verse 9.
Who is Edom. Verse 9. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
Okay, so in the midst of all of this, you got Amalek in here, you got Korah, you got all of these different tribes. Just like we have 12 tribes of Israel, each nation have their own tribes. There are more, they're not just white people. You know what I'm saying? How they just say we just black people, but it's Puerto Ricans, it's Cubans, it's Dominicans, it's Haitians, it's all of these different tribes. White people have tribes as well. Go ahead, sis. Right. But see, you see how we separate them from landmass the way they separate us from landmass. We just say, oh, you Mexican or you this and that, just like Americans, Germans, Russians, you know what I mean? All of those are different type of white people. And so that's why some white people say, oh, well, I'm Irish. I had nothing to do with slavery. No, you are still a white man. You are still a descendant of Esau. And they try to separate themselves from being an American because the Americans had slaves. We didn't. We were slaves. That's what they think. No, you were just another white man just like them. Right. The same way all blacks are the same. Hispanics are the same. We are the same people. You understand? Now, let me get that, let me get Numbers. Numbers 20 and 17. Now, let me tell you something. Christians always love to pull this scripture in Deuteronomy, what's that, 23 and 7? What's that, abhor not an Edomite? Right. Well, they love to pull abhor not an Edomite. Well, what about Edomites abhorring us? Right. Nobody ever talks about how they treat us. They want us to uphold the standard that they have never upheld toward us. Read that out.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 17. Let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country. We will not pass through the fields or through the vineyards.
Stop right there. This is the nation of Israel. We left out of Egypt. We're wandering through the wilderness. And we came upon their land, the Edomites' land.
Verse 1.
Yeah, read it, verse 1.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 1. Then came the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, into the desert of Zin
the first month, and the people abode in Kadesh. The Miriam died there and buried there.
So this is us traveling through their land now. So now we're talking to the leaders of their land in verse 17, and we ask them to do what? Let us what?
Let us pass. I pray thee through thy country. We will not pass through thy fields or through the vineyards.
Right.
Neither will we drink of the water of the wells.
Right.
We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left until we have passed thy borders.
So we are asking them, look, we need to make it through here. Now, imagine millions of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans passing through with cattle, with sick, with young, with old, with an army. We're asking, look, you know, I know it's a lot of us, but we're not trying to go through your fields. We're not going to be picking out your food as we travel through. We're going to go through the King's Highway on a road where you can watch us traveling. We just want to go by. What did they say? Read.
And Edom said unto them, thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword.
With the what?
The sword.
They said, the only way you gonna come out and come through here is if we fight. That's what they said. Because that is the spirit of Esau. That's the spirit of the white man. His spirit is always to fight. You know why? Because that is his blessing. Give me Genesis 27. Hold this and give me Genesis 27 and read verse 38.
This is the book of Genesis. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27. And you said what, verse 48?
38.
38. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father?
Now, Jacob already inherited the blessing. So now the blessing is going to Esau that he's asking for. He's asking for some form of blessing. He's like, you only got one blessing to give? So this is the blessing that he gave him. Read it.
This is, and bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
And did what?
And wept.
You know this is the white man, because he stayed crying.
Right.
He been waiting. You understand? Keep reading.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Thy dwelling, thy living place, shall be the what of the earth?
The fatness of the earth.
What is the fatness of the earth? What does that mean? You're going to rule half the earth. You're going to have the majority of the earth. You're going to own the fatness, all of the good stuff, all of the good lands, the rich. You're going to own a lot of the earth. Keep reading.
And the dew of heaven from above.
The dew of heaven. What is the dew of heaven? You're going to rule the majority of the earth and what? And space. You're going to go into space. And Esau, he probably doing this now. That sounds pretty good there, Daddy. Keep reading.
Verse 40. And by the sword.
By the what?
By the sword shalt thou live.
This, you're going to rule majority on the earth. You're going to go into the space, and you're going to be an excellent warrior. You're going to have great military might. Keep reading.
And Isaac answered and said unto him, behold, the dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And the sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother.
You're going to do what?
Serve thy brother.
But after all of this, then you're going to serve your brother. Keep reading.
And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Now, let me tell you, they always tell us to love the white man and love Esau, but read the very next verse.
Con out of one con, verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob.
He did what?
Hated Jacob.
Still to this day, he what?
Hated Jacob.
You know that Esau is the so-called white man, because still to this day, he what?
Hated Jacob.
Uh-huh.
And because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him, and Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Well, then will I do what?
Slay my brother Jacob.
Now, go back to Numbers. Book of Numbers, chapter 20.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 17.
20.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 20. We'll be starting at what verse?
Verse 18.
Verse 18. And Edom said unto him, thou shalt not pass by me,
right?
Lest I come against thee with the sword. Verse 19. And the children of Israel said unto him, we will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then I will pay for it.
Now, you can't tell me that ain't our people. Look, man, we just trying to pass by. If we want something, we'll buy it. We ain't gonna steal it. We trying to plead with him. Keep reading.
I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet.
You see that? We're trying to compromise with these people that hate us, that have always hated us. Keep reading.
Con at a one con, verse 20. And he said, thou shalt not go through. And Edom came out against him with much people and with a strong hand. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border. Wherefore Israel turned away from him.
When we tried to go through their land, you know what they did? They killed our women and children and our young and old. Our army went through first. So who was left in the back? The women, children, the old, and all that. They slayed them. They killed them. They did that. So you know what the Lord said? The Lord ain't Christian. The Lord ain't American. Give me Deuteronomy 25 and 17. Let me tell you what the Most High said. And this is what you need to put in your spirit, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read this. Deuteronomy 25. Go ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25, verse 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt.
Read that again.
Remember what Amalek did unto thee by way when ye were come forth out of Egypt.
Never forget how this white man has been treating you. Remember what they've done to you from every time that they've ever messed over us as a nation. As many times as they messed over Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, that should be anger that's boiling out of all of our pores. Keep reading.
Con out of one con.
Verse 18.
Verse 18. How he met thee by the way and smote thee hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou hast faint and weary, and he feared not God.
You see that? Keep reading.
Con out of one con, verse 19. Therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy God hath given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek.
We're going to blot out who?
Amalek.
What is the covenant that the Lord made with us when we get in our land?
blot out the remembrance of Amalek.
The Lord is waiting for us to get into our kingdom so that when we get in our kingdom, we can do what?
Blot out the remembrance of Amalek.
Keep reading.
From under heaven, thou shalt not forget.
We shall what?
Not forget.
We shall never forget. That's what the Lord wants for us, man. The reason the Lord has so much of a disdain for the white race is because he owes them what? He owes them 1,000,000 because he still hears the blood that's crying from Cain, from Abel, Salakia. And now all of the murder that he has committed in this earth, because he knows vengeance will be taken sevenfold, he constantly kills you. He constantly destroys you and makes life harder for you. He won't even let you walk through his land. No sweat. No problem.
I got a precept, sir.
No sweat. Go ahead,
So that means biblically known for abuse of power.
Always abused power.
And one more thing. That the record that you had just read when he let the armies pass, talking about in the second part of 35 and 5 when he said they got perpetual hatred, and then he hold on.
Yeah, pull it up. Somebody give me 1 Samuel chapter 15. Now let me show you how this works. We finally have a land. King Saul. Now, yeah, 1 Samuel 15, we're going to start at verse 1. We get in our land, we got a king. First thing, that now, we in our land, we in our kingdom, so we're now where? Now I just gave you down. We in our kingdom. We're in heaven. We're in our heaven. You understand? Now it's time for us to rule. Read that.
I don't want to come. It's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people of Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the word of the Lord.
First order of business. First order the Lord gave Saul as soon as they get in there. He get anointed by Hashem Yahweh, the white-armed man. Our Most High Christ, this was the king. All right, this is what I want you to do. What the Lord say to do. Read.
Con that one con. Slaki. Hearken unto me the voice of the Lord. And
verse 2.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel.
You see that? The first thing the Lord said was, all right, let's get to business. I remember what Amalek did to Israel.
Right.
I remember how they my people. The first thing. The Lord was like, I'm not going to forget this. This is the first thing on his mind still today. Go ahead, Anna.
If we can get some context about what has passed since the transgression Amalek did to us getting the kingdom, and the Lord, like, all right, let's go back and finish that.
That has passed. He remembered what happened when we left out of what this is gonna say. Yeah, keep reading. Keep reading.
I remember which Amalek did unto Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt.
When we came from Egypt. The Lord is still flexed up about what Amalek, the Edomites, did when we left from Egypt. That's what he's still mad about. Keep reading.
Now go and smite Amalek.
Join them.
Now go and smite Amalek.
Love them.
And utterly destroy all that they have.
That's the Bible.
Right.
That's what the Bible teaches right there.
And spare them not.
Keep reading.
But slay both man and women.
Yes.
Infant and suckling. Ox and sheep. Camel and ass.
Right.
And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them into them 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah.
Right.
Now, let me tell you what happened. Saul did not follow those orders. Just like a nigga. He tweaked them to do what he thought was politically correct. Well, you know, I mean, I killed everybody else. But read verse 8.
That one come.
We're going to drop down through it because I want to pull some more precepts. It's a lot of stuff in this Bible that lets you know where the anger and the fuel of hate that the Lord has for this, for our oppressors come from. Keep reading.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, verse 15, verse 8. And he took Agag, the king of the Amaleks, alive.
He did what?
He took Agag, the king of the Amaleks, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword.
Go ahead.
Verse 9. But Saul and the people spared Agag, and the best of the sheep, and of the oxen, and of the fatlings, and of the lambs, and all that was good.
You see that? That's what we do. We tweak the orders to make it feel right because, well, you know what? I don't think God want me to kill the sheep. There's some good sheep over there.
Right.
Look at them ox, man. There's some good help. We can make them sacrifices to the Lord with this stuff. I know what he meant though. He meant we need to kill the majority of them, but I'm gonna bring the king back as a prize. And then we're going to sacrifice the bull and the sheep to the Most High, and the Most High going to be happy. Keep reading.
Count on what comes, sir. But Saul and the people spared Agag.
Start at, but everything, keep reading. Just start from where you stopped at.
Verse 9.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 9. But Saul and the people spared Agag, and the best of his sheep, and the oxen, and the fatlings, and the lambs, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them, but everything that was vile and refused, that they destroyed utterly.
Read the next one.
Verse 10. Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, verse 11, it repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king.
Man, I wish I would have never made this nigga the king.
For he is turned back from following me, and have performed and have not performed my commandments.
So the Lord is upset with Saul because he didn't do and follow out the orders that was given to him by killing all of the Amalekites. So Samuel goes to visit him he goes to visit him. And he said, what is this bleating I'm hearing? What is all this bad and all this cattle I'm hearing up here? The last time I was up here, I didn't hear all that. Where does that come from? Read verse 15.
Verse 15. And Samuel said, bang.
Verse 15.
Verse 15. It's like it. And Saul said, they have brought them from the Amalekites. For the people spare the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God, and the rest we have utterly destroyed.
See that? Saul had a Christian mindset. You know what that was? I'm gonna do my best. You know, I'm gonna do the best I can, but not follow the order all the way through. Guess who the Amalekites are today? Guess who Amalek is today? The Jewish man. Because Saul did not follow this order and kill all of them, they now live in the land of Israel. Everybody on the earth thinks that they are the Jews, and everybody thinks that they are God's chosen people because one order wasn't followed 4,000 years ago. Do you understand that? How one wrong order and not following it could mess up the generations on top of generations on top of generations. The Lord's disdain and his hate has grown for Esau since then. Because now he has been able to do more and more when he should have been cut off as soon as we got in our land under Saul. Go ahead.
Like if I may, not only was he given the fatness of the earth, but while he has the earth in his possession, all he does is destroy it.
Correct. Go ahead, Malak.
I'm about to say, that boy Samuel passed the book when not Samuel, Saul passed the book when Samuel was like, "What's all this noise I hear?" That nigga say the people spared them.
Right.
Right.
The people did it. I was following orders.
Right.
They you know, I didn't want to make them mad. That's what he did. Well, you can't tell me this ain't our people, boy.
Lord.
You want to tell me that? Come on, Salah.
That's how you know he wasn't one West.
Right. That's right. Damn right. Give me verse 20.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 20. And Saul said unto Samuel, "Yea, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord."
He said what?
I have obeyed the voice of the Lord.
After all of this, Saul is still saying, "What you mad for? I obeyed the voice of the Lord. I listened to what he said to do." Keep reading.
And have gone the way which the Lord sent me, and have brought Agag the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites.
Read verse 22.
Verse 22, and Saul said, "Hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice."
He was looking at, well, let's make sacrifices to the Lord and let's please the Lord with our sacrifices. Samuel was one West.
Right.
Samuel said to be obedient is better than sacrifice. That's what he said. Drop down to 24.
Verse 24. And Saul said unto Samuel, "I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandments of the Lord and thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice." Verse 25. Now therefore I pray thee, pardon my sin, and turn again with me, and I may worship the Lord.
Keep going.
Verse 26. And Samuel said unto Saul, "I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord hath rejected thee from the beginning," from being the king over Israel.
That's how it works, man. Because he didn't follow this order and kill all of these white people, the Lord said, "You know what? I can't forgive you for this." You know why? Because he hates them that much. The first order of business, I told you to do this, and you didn't do it, this ain't gonna work. Right. I ain't gonna give you no opportunity to mess nothing else up. This is it. This is what I wanted. And you couldn't do this? No sweat. I'll find somebody else. I'll find somebody who's after my heart, who want to do what I want, not what they want. Read verse 32. Let me show you Samuel was one West. Let me show you how one West Samuel was. Read that.
Verse 32. Then said Samuel, "Bring ye hither to me Agag, Amalekite." And Agag came unto him delicately.
How did he come?
Delicately.
He came in there, Salakia, sir. He came in speaking ancient Hebrew.
Right.
He came in there in all submissiveness, in all subjection. Keep reading.
And Agag said, "Surely the bitterness of death is past."
Surely you're not about to kill me. He walked in there and saw the face that Samuel had and was like, "I know it's not about to happen today." Read.
Verse 33. And Samuel said, "Is thy sword have made women childless? So shall thy mother be childless among women." And Samuel hewed Agag in the presence before the Lord.
Read that again.
And Samuel hewed Agag in the presence before the Lord.
Read that one more time.
And Samuel.
Keep reading.
And Samuel hewed Agag in pieces before the Lord in Gilgal.
He hewed Agag into pieces. He chopped him down. He cut him down into pieces before the presence of the Lord to make the Lord happy. That's what he did. He killed him. You understand? The Lord can't stand these people because they're murderers. And they always murder the innocent. They always murder the people of the Lord. Give me the book of Job, chapter 27. Go ahead, Al.
If I may, that means blood was everywhere.
It was blood was on the vesture of his garment.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead, Al. Give me that. 27 and 13. The Lord wants to bring vengeance to this earth. That's what he wants. And the vengeance is going to start with the murderers of the earth. That's who it's going to start with. It's going to give me that, find that he was a murderer from the beginning in Revelations. Go ahead, read that.
This is the book of Job, chapter 27, verse 13.
Matter of fact, I'm going to skip that one right there. Give me Obadiah. I'm going to get straight to Obadiah. And we're going to start at 9. Yeah, start at 9.
You want me to hold 27 and 13?
Nah, just go to Obadiah.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Murder from the beginning is 8.4. Is it in relation to?
Yeah, I think it is. Okay, yeah, you right about that. 8 and 44. Yeah, hold that too. Go ahead.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Timon, shall be dismayed, to the end that everyone,
That's some of the people.
Most
of the people.
That everyone of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
They all have to die in order for us to live in peace. As long as they are here, we will not be able to be in peace. That's what we're waiting on. On the day of the Lord, we're going to be saved from our enemies. And we have had enemies that we have had since the womb. And since the womb, they hated us. And they fought us. And they have done wickedness against us. And they have destroyed our nation and our family and our heritage. And the Lord is waiting for the day that he can come and give them what they deserve. That everyone of the mount of Esau is going to be cut off by slaughter. Why? Is it because of their skin? Is it because he just don't like the way they look? No. Read the next verse. Just read the next verse.
Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Why? Because of their skin?
Violence.
Against what?
Thy brother Jacob.
Because of the way you treated blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, what?
Shame shall cover thee.
When we talk about this, you are what?
Shame shall cover thee.
You are ashamed of your ancestors. You are ashamed of what your people have done. And it covers you. And what happened?
And thou shalt be cut off.
You're going to be what?
Thou shalt be cut off forever.
You're going to be cut off forever because of what your people have done. Read verse 18.
Verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining for the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it.
That's what the Bible teaches about the white man. The so-called white man is the nation of Edom. It's not the Arabs. It's not anybody else. It is the so-called white man. That's who it is. And you know it because he has the best military might. He is in space. And he rules the majority of the earth. Give me Job 9 and 24. Go ahead, what's the question?
And if you kill 3,000 of his, He'll kill 3 million a year.
Because vengeance will be taken unto you sevenfold. See that? See how the Bible just tells you who's who? Read Job 9:24.
It's the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Who is the earth given to?
The hand of the wicked.
Because Esau has received the blessing that gives him the fatness of the earth. And the Lord calls Esau the wicked. Because he's a murderer. Keep reading.
He covered the face of the judges thereof.
And he covered the faces of the apostles and the disciples and the prophets and the men of the Lord and told you that they were all white men. Chinese people didn't do that. Arabs didn't do that. Keep reading.
If not, where and who is he?
If it ain't the white man, then who is the devil? Who is the wicked on this earth?
Right.
Show me. Show me who's more evil and wicked than these so-called people. These so-called white people. You understand? Give me that, John.
It's the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil.
And black people. Now, you are starting to act like the white man, your father. You rape like him, you steal, you do drugs, you do all of the things that he do, because now, since you want to be like him so bad, he is now your father. And now you are of your father, the devil, and what?
And the lust of your father ye will do.
Now you are doing all of the things that he do. You're living the lifestyle that he lives. You are now just like your daddy. Read.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was a what?
A murderer from the beginning.
When was the beginning? Cain and Abel. He's been a murderer since then. Read.
And abode not in the truth.
And never gave a damn about following the Lord or his laws or doing what the Lord said to do. Go ahead.
Because there is no truth in him.
Read.
When he speaketh a lie.
He speaketh, when he talks, he says what?
He speaketh of his own.
He's only talking to put himself in good glory and good light. So people can look at him like he's important, like he's God, like he is the one that's sanctioned by the Most High to teach the word of the Lord.
Good night.
Keep reading.
For he is a liar.
He is a what?
A liar.
He's a what?
A liar.
A devil, a deceiver, a liar, and what?
And the father of it.
And the father of lies, the father of murder, the father of all things wicked, because he is the wicked.
Right.
Give me Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. Give me the last verse in that chapter. Whoever get it, read it.
So Wisdom of Solomon.
Wisdom of Solomon 2.
The
Last verse. All right.
In the Apocrypha, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 24. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil.
Through envy of who?
Of the devil.
We're not envying somebody under the ground, horns and a pitchfork. But you know who you do envy? With your blonde hair? With your homosexuality? You understand? You know who you do envy? Being a drug addict, trying to be a hippie. You know who you are envying? You are envying the white man, the devil, the liar, and the father of it. Read.
Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world.
Came sin, came death. Because Cain was a what? A murderer. Esau was a what? A murderer. So through him came what in the world?
Death.
Death into the world. Keep reading.
And they that do hold of his side do find it.
And everybody that follows his ways, follows his lifestyle, follows his standards, you will find death. If you are a robber because he's a robber, then guess what's going to happen to you? You're going to get killed. If you are a murderer you're going to be murdered. If you are a drug dealer, you're going to be killed because of your drug dealing. All of the things that you do because of the lifestyle that they live, that you got from them, you're going to find death because of it. That's what the Bible teaches. To separate yourself from them and not follow them. Not try to be like, don't envy them. Don't envy them, man. Don't envy your oppressor. Envy not your oppressor and choose some of his ways.
None of his ways.
Most of a couple of them.
None of his ways.
Well, you know, we got some good white people and some bad ones. Choose none of his ways. None of them. That's what the Bible teaches. Give me Romans. Romans 12 and 19. Is it pertaining to the topic or is it off the topic?
I think it's on the topic.
Okay, go ahead.
Sister Shelley Moore question. So will the Most High will blot out the memory and will never forget? So will the Most High bring back our whole memory from our past reincarnated lives?
You don't need to remember your last life. The Lord is not going to bring back the memory. Give me Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. Somebody give me Ecclesiastes 1 and 9.
You got it.
What scripture did I just ask for before that?
Romans 12 and 9.
Okay, 12 and 19.
You say you want Ecclesiastes what?
1 and 9. 1 and 11.
Yes, sir.
Read that.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 11. There is no remembrance of former things.
You're never going to remember former things because there's no remembrance of it. The Lord does not want you. If your last life, you had to stand out there and watch your father get castrated and watch your brothers get killed and hung on a tree, coming back into this life, you don't want for all of those memories to rush back into your head at an instant. You understand? You don't want that. You will have a heart attack and die right there. You don't want those memories from the past to come back into your mind. There's no remembrance of former things. Read.
Con and a one con. Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after.
So the people that's coming into the earth, they're not going to come in with memories from the past. You don't want to remember the things from the past. That's why he took away the memory of your past life. Because you are in hell and you have been in hell. So all of the memories you're going to have are going to be from hellish conditions. You know what I'm saying? All of our lives are full of a couple of good days. Out of all of our lives, out of 30-something years of living, we probably got 3 months of good days. Total out of our whole life. 3 months, probably. You understand? Because this is hell. This is hell. Even in elementary, when you had nothing to worry about, you got in trouble in school, you got a whooping for something, that wasn't good. You don't want to remember that either. So, no, I don't want any of those memories from the past.
Right.
Go ahead, read me my scripture in Romans. Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Read that. So this is what we waiting on. We waiting for Christ to come back.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves.
We don't have to try to avenge ourselves physically. We don't have to try to, kill white people or do mass shootings to respond to the things that they do or try to go out and start shooting police officers. We don't have to do that. We don't have to avenge ourselves in that manner, the way that they treat us. The way that we avenge ourselves is by getting off of drugs.
Right.
The way we fight back is by loving one another, by not being who they set us up to be, by looking at the drugs in our community and walking over the drugs. walking around the drugs and saying I don't want it. The laws drop a sack of crack in the hood, it should stay in the hood on the floor. They should be able to set a trap and you never fall into it. Because you look at it like, this is a trap. This is a dime bag of crack on the floor. You know what? This is a trap. I'm going to walk over this trap and keep moving. They should be able to leave guns in the community and we not use them to kill each other. They should be setting traps for themselves. They leave guns in the community and we get armed, but we never use them against each other. That's what we should do. We shouldn't avenge ourselves by, oh, he's stepping my shoes. Oh, he slapped me. I'm finna shoot him. That's not how we avenge ourselves. Go ahead.
You know, it would be such a profound statement if the government continue dropping AR-15s and AKs and all these high automatic weapons and rounds and all that in the neighborhoods, but there never be any reports of gun violence. Then they will realize we're just stockpiling.
That is how you avenge yourself. They leave guns in your community and you just stockpile them. Nobody kills each other over them. Just divvy them out. Hey, you got an FN yet? Here you go. I got you one right here. You understand? Look, man, don't worry about it, man. There's another train coming in. We just gonna get you one next week. You didn't get an AR-15 yet. I got you. I know when it's coming in. That's how you avenge yourself. You do it like that. And then when they come into our community and somebody kick door in your house, now you can defend your house. Because you won't have to worry about it being someone from your own community. You won't have to worry about it being any one of us because we love each other.
Right.
We're going to grab those FNs and them ARs that we got off that train and come and find out what's going on because I heard gunfire next door. So that means my brother's house must be being attacked.
Right.
If they plan on leaving, they're not.
Right.
That's what we should be. That's how we should avenge ourselves. Keep reading.
But rather give place unto wrath.
Unto wrath. Read.
For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord.
The Lord say, look, you can't do it like I can do it.
Right.
I'm the original OG triple.
Right.
You understand? Right. Vengeance is mine. Your little bullets, that's light work compared to what I can do to you. The Lord said, let me get Esau. Let me get the white man. What you do is you love your brother. You separate from doing what they taught you to do, not living their lifestyle, because you are the Lord's chosen people, man. I mean, the Lord, you are literally, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are literally children of the Most High. Literally. By blood. Give me Luke 3. Let me show you. Let me just show you how literal it is. People say that all the time. Christians will say, I'm a child of God. I'm a child of the King. We're going to show you literally how we can actually say that. Start at verse 23.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 3, verse 23. Mm-hmm. And Yahushua himself began to be about 30 years of age, being, as was supposed, the son of Joseph, mm-hmm. which was the son of Eli.
This is the physical lineage of Jesus Christ. We're going to drop down to verse 33.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 3, verse 33, which was the son of Aminadab, mm-hmm. which was the son of Aram, mm-hmm. which was the son of Esrom, which was the son of Phares, which was the son of Judah.
Judah, we Judites, all of us sitting in here are Judites. We are direct lineage descendants to Christ. Keep reading.
Which was the son of Jacob.
Who's the son of Jacob? Read.
which was the son of Isaac, which was the son of Abraham.
We're literally children from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Keep going, drop down to verse 37. No, verse 36.
Verse 36, which was the son of Canaan, which was the son of Arphaxad, which was the son of Arphaxad, which was the son of Sem.
This is Shem. Go ahead.
Which was the son of Noah.
Now we had Noah. Keep reading.
Which was the son of Lamech.
Keep reading.
Which was the son of Methuselah. Which was the son of Enoch. Which was the son of Jared. Which is the son of Malil. Which is the son of Canaan.
Right.
Which is the son of Enos. Which is the son of Seth. Which was the son of Adam. Which is the son of God.
The son of what?
The son of God.
Adam and the children. What does Israel mean in the Hebrew?
Prince of the power.
Princess of the power. What is a prince? The son of the king. You are literally children of the Most High. Do you understand that? If you didn't understand it, we just showed it to you in the Bible.
Right.
From Christ all the way down to Adam. That is why they say that he's the son of God. Son of man, son of God. All of this ties back to you. Back to Hispanics and Native Americans. We are really children of the Most High, man.
Right.
And the Lord say, don't worry about the white man. Vengeance is his. He gonna handle our lightweight. He gonna handle those who've been thinking they've been handling us. The Lord just been tallying up. That's why it's gonna be so beautiful. That's why it's so evil for you to try to love them. Because the Lord hates them.
Right.
Give me Romans 9:13. Now, all of this should make sense to you now. Now, Romans 9:13 should make sense to you after this. After hearing this, you should now understand why this is said in Romans 9:13. Read.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
This is why the Lord loves Jacob, but hates Esau. Because of the violence that Esau has committed against Jacob, he hates him for it. You wouldn't be able to stand to see another son get bullied and he's never doing anything wrong. He's always getting mistreated, but he's not doing anything to be mistreated. What did Abel do to die? Nothing. Why does Esau hate Jacob? Because the daddy gave him a blessing that was supposed to be given to him anyway? Why does the white man hate us today? Because we black? Is that why? Because they're small amongst the heathens? Is that why? No. It's because they have a perpetual hatred for us.
Right.
It's a hatred that you can't understand. You don't understand the hatred they have for us. We have given them the best country on the face of the earth. So-called best country. And they hate us for it. We do everything that they ask us to do. And we even still try to love them after all they've done to us. When you hear, we just read in Numbers, when we was asking to go through the land, they said no. We was like, look, man, we're going to pay for the stuff if we come through the land. We ain't never tried to bully them around or boss them around. They hate us for no damn reason. You understand what I'm saying? Read the next part.
Con out of one con. Verse 14. And shall we say then, is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid.
We can't say God is unrighteous because he does not love them. We can't say that. Because what? Read it.
Con out of one con. Verse 14. For if he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I have compassion. So then is it not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that sheweth mercy.
That's all it's about, man. The Lord said, I can love who I want to love. I can hate who I want to hate because I am the boss. Give me the potter and the clay. It's in the same chapter somewhere.
Verse 21.
Go ahead, read that.
You want to start at verse 20?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, it's the book of Romans chapter 9, verse 20. Nay, but O man, who art thou that repleadeth against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that is formed, why hast thou made me thus?
A lot of people say, why would the Lord hate the white man? Why? Keep reading.
Verse 21. Hath not the potter power over the clay, over the same lump that maketh one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
The Lord made them the vessel of dishonor.
Right.
He made the bad guys. He made the good guys and the bad guys. He can do what he want to do. He's the artist. He's the creator. He can make a Picasso and he can make a stick figure. That's what he want to do with it. You just better be happy you the good guys.
Right.
That's what you should be happy about. You should be happy that the Lord loves you so much and hates everybody else. That's what you worry about. Stop trying to love everybody and bring everybody into what they don't deserve. They don't deserve the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
They are living in the kingdom right now.
Right.
They are ruling the world. They are ruling over you. And you saying after all of this you've been through, you don't want to be over them? Good. You're not going to get your time to where you can be the leader? No. Not in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge.
Right.
We want crowns. We want to rule. We want to rule whatever the Lord gives us to rule. This is the last thing I'm going to pull to destroy the so-called white man.
Right.
Read this right here. Now, we read it out of the Bible. Now we're going to let the white scholars tell you that the white man is not going to get into the kingdom of heaven.
This is Edom. Edomites.
Give me Hebrews when it said, though you saw with tears. Read that. We got to get that and we're going to close it out. Anybody that's out here trying to save white people, shalom. There's no salvation for the white man.
Right.
There's no salvation for our oppressors. You got that scripture for me, Al? It's Hebrews. I think. Read it.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Now, everybody say, well, God forgives everybody. God, that's why Christ came, so he could forgive everybody. I know somebody he ain't forgiving. Read.
For ye know how that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected.
Read.
For he found no place of repentance.
He found what?
No place of repentance. Though he sought it carefully with tears.
Even though he cried, the Lord didn't forgive him. He didn't change his mind. Read, Tazadar.
This is Edom. Edomites. Read in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as a scene of great future judgments. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy.
They were not given what?
Any promise of mercy from God.
They were not given what?
Any promise of mercy from God.
With that, we're going to pass the class over to Precinct Officer Orion. The white man ain't getting no mercy from the Most High, because the Lord is going to cut all of them off with slaughter.
All right. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shelter themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There are another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means a tenth in Hebrew. YAHANNA, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department. The priest funds, a free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. The upcoming Holy Convocation is the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. The first day of the 7th month, Saturday, September 28, 2019. Read Leviticus 23:24-25. If any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarves. And those are announcements.
With that, Amaju.
Sar, which means to turn. We're going to read the Lord's Prayer first in English, then first in Hebrew, then in English. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kudash. Ayah. Shimka. Yahweh. Allah with God. Raba'ah. Batazayaka. Ayah. Aisha. Baratazah. Bawa. Ayah. Bashemayim. Natananawa. Call. Yuwam. Masalaknawa. Masalaknawa. Tabawatnawa. Wala'ah. Abi'aynawa. Banisaynawa. Ball. Aishaynawa. Bayan. Right. Kaya. Hamalakwa. Wahala. Aman.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. So, face the front. Courtesy salute to the sisters and the brothers. Courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat. Majid. Barak. Yazmatah. So, Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat. Majid. Barak. Yazmatah. Dismiss.